Hello, my name is Mahran and my student ID is 1533706. Today I'm going to demonstrate an intrusion detection software called Snort. So in this demonstration, the first part I'll be explaining about Snort features, and then I will demonstrating basic configuration on VirtualBox, how to install Snort. I will be showing rules on Snort, like how it works, and the last part I will be explaining about the logging system. So first, basically Snort has several features, and these are um, as a as an IDS software, as a real-time traffic analysis. So this means Snort can monitor network traffic as it flows, inspecting packets for suspicious patterns or behavior. This enables immediate detection threats like port scans, DDoS attack, and other type of threats. Another feature that Snort has is rule-based detection engines. This means that Snort can use a flexible rule language to define what comprises malicious activity. So user can write custom rules or use community or shared rules to detect specific threats like malware, exploits, or unauthorized access attempts. The third feature is packet logging and alerting. Snort can log packets to disk for forensic analysis and generate alerts when rules are triggered. And the alerts can be sent to the console, syslog, or external system for further action. Another feature is instruction prevention capabilities. So apart from detection, Snort can actively block malicious traffic when configured inline. This means it transforms it from a passive IDS into proactive IPS, which is intervention prevention system, helping prevent attacks before they reach critical system. So in my demonstration for the network environment, I have set up 3 virtual machines. So these are one Ubuntu for the IDS, which I will be installing Snort on it. One Kali Linux acts as an attacker, and one Ubuntu acts as a victim. So as you can see, I've already installed the 3 machines. So I won't be showing how to install all the 3 machines, but I will go through all the basic settings. So the first thing to do is to configure all the network settings on all the machines. So first thing first, so click the Ubuntu for the IDS machine. So right click, go setting, go to network, and as you can see, so by default the adapter 1 is already enabled and attached to NAT. See, these are the options, and just leave it as it is, because we will be needing internet access to install the Snort. That's why we have to add for the adapter 1 as a NAT. So there's an explanation. So NAT is to connect to your host machine to get the internet access. But we want to add another adapter, which we are going to set up to the internal network. So I've already configured this one. So we need to attach to internal network, and I've already named it LabNet, or you can name whatever suits you. And this means that we need to, so all the 3 machines have to be on the same network. That's why we have to set this up to internal network. And the most important thing is, in the promiscuous mode, you need to allow VMs, and don't forget to click the cable connected. And so the allow VM means that all the VM can see the traffic from other VMs on the same internal host so the Snort can perform its task. Just click OK. We also need to configure the other two machines to internal network, which I've already done it. So just want to make sure. So here is the configuration for the Kali Linux, and here is the configuration for the Ubuntu victim. Okay. So before installing Snort, we must make sure all the machine's IP address are in the same network. So first I will configure the IP address of the Ubuntu that has Snort, that will have Snort on it, and then the Kali Linux and the Ubuntu victim. So just want to make sure if my IP address on the Ubuntu is correct. So Snort to this one. See this one, because we already set up two adapters. So we have these two different adapters. One is for the net, one is for the internal network, and the one that we want to see is this one. Oops. Check the IP address. So these are the internal network adapter. So this is only used for the internet connection, so we can install the Snort app. So this IP address, see, I've set up this one 192.168.53.10. This is subnet mask /24 and the gateway as well. So this is correct, and I will go to the Kali Linux. And then just to check. IP4, yep, I've set up this one. See, it's on the same network, so 192.168.53, and the host portion is 36. It's the same, gateway the same, and the subnet mask is the same. Okay, and then the last part is I want to check the IP address for the Ubuntu victim. Alright. This takes a bit of a while. Okay, we are on it. So same thing again, just go here, wired setting, go to this part. See, okay, now I've set up this one to 20. So the Ubuntu that has Snort on it is .10, and this one is .20. We have the same subnet and same gateway. Okay. So next, I need to make sure all the three machines can ping each other to test the connectivity, so the demonstration can actually work. So I'll just open up a terminal. I'm on the Ubuntu victim, so I'll try to ping the Ubuntu that has Snort on it, that will have Snort on it, because I've haven't installed it on the Ubuntu, the other Ubuntu. So ping 268.53.10. So I'll try to ping to the Ubuntu that has Snort on it, 268.53.10. 53.10. It's working. Yep, it's good. Just terminate the process. Now I'm trying to ping to the Linux, which is, if I remember correctly, the IP address for this one is 36. Yep, it's working as well. Trying to ping from the Linux. Yep, it's working. Pinging to Ubuntu that has Snort on it, and then ping to the Ubuntu victim. It's working as well. Now need to ping from the Ubuntu that has Snort on it. So this one, 268.53.10.20, which is to the Ubuntu victim. It's working. And then to the Linux. It's also working. Yep. So the next part is to install the Snort. As you can tell, my Ubuntu has started and I've already opened the terminal. And first thing, just type sudo apt update. This is just to update your repository. And then, yeah, so it means it's already been updated. And then to install Snort, just type sudo apt get install Snort. And that means yes. And just click, hit enter. Oh, it's line. Okay, so we just type sudo apt install Snort. So yeah, it begins the installation. So yeah, so once the installation complete, this Windows pops up, and it's going to ask you the actual address range for your network. So in my case, I want to double check my IP address, my network address, typing IPA. So this is the net, this is the net adapter. So we just ignore this part. What we want to see is this one. We need to specify the network adapter, the internal network. And it's my IP address, the IP address of the Ubuntu, and just so the network address is 192.168.53.0. So we just change this one, 53.0, and then /24. Hit enter, and wait for the installation. Okay. So it seems it's already completed the installation, and we want to make sure, want to confirm if the Snort has been installed. So just by typing Snort version. Oh yeah. Oh, Snort version. Ah, yeah, this is the right command. So yeah, Snort. So this is the version 2.9.20. That means the installation has been successful. Okay, just need to clear this one. Just want to clear this one first. So the next part is, since the installation is completed, Snort has already on the Ubuntu, we need to do the Snort configuration. So generally, the default configuration file for Snort is stored under the etc directory. So we can see the display the contents of the etc directory by typing ls/al snort. See, this is all the files that on the Snort application. So this is pretty much where you'll be making all your changes. So you can see there's a rules directory where the rules are saved. This is where you make all the rules configuration as well. And the main configuration file is actually on in this snort.conf. So this is where you make all the changes as well. And to modify the configuration file, we need to use the text editor, and the one that I'm using is Vim. So you can check the configuration by typing sudo vim. This is the text editor that I'm using, //etc/snort/snort.conf. C has to be the same name like this one. Just hit enter, password C. So this is the Snort configuration file. Basically, this is where you want to edit the whole, the IP address, the target IP address, what are the available rules from the Snort. This is the configuration file. Okay. So one area that you should take note of this is the index section. These are the index section. These are the options if you want to modify the rules. And the most important option is under the step 1, which is to set the network variables. It's where you set, as I said, set the network variables. So you want to scroll to this part, so IPvar homenet, and we want to specify the actual subnet or network address we want to monitor. So it seems that it's already got the correct IP address or the subnet range. So 192.168.53.0/24. So this is the correct one in my case. And for the external net variable, the IPvar external net, just leave it, because ideally attackers and intrusion can come from any network or any IP address, so just leave it as any. So next we want to look at the path of our rule files. It is just below the actual network configuration, which is this one, this part actually. So we have rules section. This allows us to specify firstly the rules path, and by default the rule path in directory /snort/rules. So that means this configuration file will essentially be loaded from the rule path directory, from this directory. So just leave it as is. Now we want to go to the rules section, which is under step 7. Just scroll down. So it says under step 7. Here. So these are rules by default that has been developed by the Snort itself. Some of them, as you can see, the hashtag symbol means that it is disabled because they're not available in the stock Debian rules. So it needs to be downloaded in order to active these rules. Or but in Snort we can also create our own rules, or using these rules by default, and even some of them, as you can see here, so the rules have been developed by the community. Yeah, like this one. Alright, we just need exit this one, quit. So since we haven't made any change there, just quit. So the next part is to run Snort. So what I'm demonstrating is just using the default rules that has been developed by Snort itself. So before I run the Snort, I just want to clarify that the first syntax to run Snort, I will not add to the log system. I will not add the syntax that will save the log system to a directory, because I want to make sure if the Snort working first. But I will show the logging thing in Snort later. So now we want to run Snort in quiet mode, because we don't want to display all the details output. So by typing sudo snort dash q, which is the quiet mode, so it only show the alerts message, and then .i, which we need to specify the interface. And if I remember correctly, I'll just open a new terminal to check which interface that I've got. New window, so IPA. So here are the interface that needs to be specified, because as I told you before, this one is just the net adapter, which we don't need it. So this is the interface that we need to specify. So it says, and it can be differ from your network, your laptop. So you have to make sure you have the right name of the adapter. So so ENP0 S8, then /a console. So this means alerts will be displayed directly in the terminal console, instead being logged to a file or external system. So we just want to see the alert message on the console, on the Linux itself, on the Ubuntu itself. So you don't have to log these things into the save file. And then /c. So this means to tell Snort to use the configuration file located at the directory. So the /c syntax means, and then the directory is //etc snort conf. Then hit enter. So if it doesn't provide any input or error like this one, that means Snort is working. So now I want to demonstrate if the Snort's actually working. So I'll be showing two types of attacks. The first one is ping from Kali Linux, and the second one is performing nmap scan from Kali Linux as well. So I've as I've said, and I've already running Snort my Ubuntu. Now going to the Kali Linux and then open the terminal, and I'm trying to just minimize this one so you can see. Yeah, open the terminal and just ping the target, which is .20. Hit enter. See, now switch back to the Ubuntu. It has not running. You should see these alerts that the ping is detected. So ping detected, this is the message, and I'll just terminate the ping process from the Kali Linux so I can explain a little bit of the message or the IDS things to do. So I'll just maximize this one. So the format is simple. This is the date that the message received, and these are the signature idea. This is the message, the priority, and this is the protocol. So as you can see, this is the ping. It says that there's a ping detected from Kali Linux IP address, which is .36, to the Ubuntu victim. So this is how IDS works. It's giving an alert, a message alert that someone's trying to attack or attempt to attack a victim, a targeted victim. So since it's working, I will add the syntax to log all the alerts when running the Snort. So I'll just terminate this one first by Control C. Just gonna terminate the process, the IDS process, hopefully. Yeah, it already terminates, and I'll just clear the message first. And now I will type again to run Snort. So just sudo q quiet mode, and now I'm adding the syntax to log all the alert message all the traffics to log files by typing /l. This is the syntax. So it's far log Snort. So this means that all the traffic that is captured will logs all the alerts to the directory, and I will show where the log files are safe later in the video. So Snort, specify the interface P0S8, and A is alert mode console, so it only displays on the console, on the terminal, and then need to specify the configuration file. So /etc Snort, and then Snort conf. So hit enter. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add Snort actually. Yep, that's one. Okay, should be working. So I'll just try to do again a ping from Kali Linux. So just go to ping 20. See, now it detects, which means it's working. Nice. Just terminate the process. Okay, should be stop as well. So the next one will try to port scan by using Nmap. simple syntax. Just go back to Kali Linux and a terminal and just type nmap 192.168.53.20. It's there. Yep. Yeah, it takes a bit of time. See, as you can see here on the Ubuntu Snort, the new alert message just pops up, but now it's different. See, it's the same format. Like the basically the rules have the same syntax and format. So this is the date that the attack happened, and then this is the signature ID as well, signature and revision ID, and this is the message telling you there's a SNP request TCP. So also the message is a priority as well, which means how severe the attack is, and this is the protocol, because port scan nmap is to trying to get the port numbers using the TCP protocol. As you can see, this is the protocol, the ports open, the ports number from the Kali Linux.36 to the Ubuntu victim.20 with the port 161. So yeah, basically the Snort as the IDS is to alert you with a message. Okay, somebody's trying to get information to your or to a destination, to a target victim. There's a port scan attempt. Okay. So the last part that I want to highlight is the log files where the information is saved, and this is very important. Like, what's the point for not having log files for the IDS system? Because the log files is to as an evidence that somebody or hacker trying to gain information to your laptop or to a target victim, and the log files can be analyzed for further action. So in Snort, all the log files basically is safe under the /var /var/log/snort, as I believe I've already shown you on the configuration file. One thing that I almost forget is I need to show you, if you need more further information, there's a syntax that you can type to get all the information about the Snort. So I just need to terminate this process first. Yep, sometimes it takes a bit of a while. I'll just close this one. Yep. Let's open it again, open up again. So the syntax is man snort. So here are all the information that you may need as a manual guide for using Snort. Basically, let's quit. All right, I want to show you where the log files are saved. You just go to your file browser and then go to other location, computer, so Ubuntu. This is var. As I said before, it is under var, log, and snort. here we go. This is the one that you know, so this is basically, we can see all the log files that here that were created by Snort using that syntax, that dot, sorry, the /l, and specify the directory. So these are essentially the raw packets captured on the network and can be accessed with Wireshark. But in order to access these log files, you need to run Wireshark as a root users, because these are owned by root users. So if you want to open this on Wireshark, just open this one and then sudo Wireshark. Okay, password. Okay, just go to File, Open, and then this is computer, var log Snort. Don't forget to change the all files. See, this is the last one that I've got, the packet. See, yep. So this is all the packet traffics that is, sorry, the raw packets that was captured by on the network by the Snort. So this is the one that they're trying to ping request, and it's a TCP, which is the nmap scan. So yeah, this is pretty much all the demonstration that I've shown you, how to install Snort and do a little bit of configuration. It's relatively simple compared to the other, network software, network security software. And yeah, thank you for your attention.